Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. So for today's video, I'm talking about the new Pat McGrath Mothership XII Petalmorphosis. This palette is gorgeous. It is so pretty. The packaging really reflects the inside of the palette, and I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, the beautiful teals, green shades, lavenders, purples, all of that. I mean, the packaging is just absolutely beautiful. I know I'm messing with the lighting on my camera, but yeah, the packaging is beautiful. I love this. It's her typical, you know, beautiful glamorized face, but with the color story that's actually in the palette. Beautiful. So something new, something different. If you have other motherships, you're familiar with it already. If not, this puppy runs for $128, available on the Pat McGrath website as well as on Sephora. And the Pat McGrath website, they were offering a beautiful lavender case as well. I'll put a picture here, but I believe it's sold out, so I believe that lavender one is gone, honey. But of course, you can get it in the regular black lacquer packaging, which of course is full of my fingerprints from using it today. But spoiler alert, I love this palette, y'all. I'm sorry, I love it. Okay, so regular black Pat McGrath packaging, absolutely gorgeous. You know, I'll give you a little glimpse just in case you're not familiar, but yeah, it's the regular, has the gold on the back with the name and the information. But y'all, this is the color story. Now, a lot of people are saying it looks more muted in person than on the Instagram and on her website and stuff, which of course it usually does, because she definitely does deepen up the colors and, you know, saturate the swatches and all that stuff on Instagram to get us all to buy it, right? To get us all to buy it. But yeah, it's still beautiful. This palette is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I want to go ahead and show you guys the swatches that I did on my skin tone for these shades, as well as just give you some better views and looks of the palette while I just kind of read here what Mama Pat says about this palette. So like I said, this palette retails for $128. You can purchase it on Sephora as well as the Pat McGrath website. It says here it is a palette of structure shaping essentials, along with creamy blendable textures, multi-dimensional astrals, brilliant jewel tone metallics. You can use it either wet or dry. It's 20 grams or 0.7 ounces of product. So let me just read, of course, what she says about it. It says, step into the cyber garden of Mothership XII Petalmorphosis. I love that name as well, okay? Petalmorphosis, it's like she just did such an amazing job with matching the name, the color story, the palette, all of that. It's just, I love it. It says this 10 shade palette transforms eye artistry into blooming masterpieces with lush greens, lilac hues, and radiant neutrals. Okay, designed for all artistry levels, it features 4 luxurious finishes: creamy mattes, dazzling astrals, jewel tone metallics that blend and layer seamlessly, sculpting and illuminating looks that captivate and stay put. Okay. And what I will say, just from using the palette today, I feel every bit of beautiful astral petalmorphosis goddess using this palette. I really do. I played around with some of the dark shades and lighter shades just to kind of see how they would blend together. And if you stick around to see me using this palette, you'll kind of hear my thoughts through the video as well. But yeah, I will say, if you want it and you know you're going to buy it, definitely wait for the Sephora sale or use the code PETAL10 on the Pat McGrath website so you can save at least 10% if it's still working. But other than that, you guys, I want to just jump right into the tutorial and my experience using the new Petalmorphosis palette from Pat McGrath. Okay, you guys, so I am ready, so ready to jump into this beautiful Pat McGrath palette. Oh my gosh, you guys have already seen from the intro how this palette looks. I'm sure if you're not under a rock, you already know what this palette looks like, but it is so pretty. So, and I've been going back and forth like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I still don't know, quite honestly. You guys have already seen the look because of the intro, but at this point of filming, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with my eyes. I really just love this color story. It's beautiful. So I'm going to start out with my Morphe eyeshadow primer, and I just put a little on my hands because I want to just kind of put a nice even coat on each of my eyelids. Just all over my lids, just like that. Nice even coat. Okay, so I'm kind of feeling like I want to do a halo eye, maybe. Not sure. But I want to start out with this gorgeous peachy shade right here. It's like a sequin matte. So it has the beautiful little micro sparkles in there. It's called Lunar Nectar. So yeah, we're gonna go in with that first. And I'm just gonna use one of my fluffy Morphe brushes for that. And I'm feeling like this shade might look a little darker on my lid than I'm assuming it's going to look, you know, from how it looks in the pan. So I'm just pressing this in my crease because, you know, Pat McGrath shadows are nicely pigmented and they have a beautiful blend to them. You know, they're not hard to blend. They're not patchy. So I'm just pressing down so I can get that pigment, that full pigment. Okay. And as you can see, I didn't use a white base or anything, so, you know, it's giving whatever shade, you know, how it'll look just on my lid, on my set lid, really. That's pretty. Definitely giving that beautiful, kind of like dusty lilac. Really pretty. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, these are definitely going to be some easy eye looks. If you are not familiar with Pat McGrath, her shadows, her motherships, you know, yes, they are pricey, but for me, I feel like it's worth the price. You're paying for, first of all, her name. You know, she is a world-renowned, well-known makeup artist. So she knows her stuff. Even with the controversies of her color stories and having so many pink color stories, it's kind of like, you know, for me, I'm of the mindset, well, you don't like it, don't buy it. You know, it's like, it's her brand, it's her business, it's her palette, you know, so how she wants to lay it out, that's how she lays it out. Obviously, you know, they have sold extremely well because the quality is great, and you know, the masses must really like those color stories. So, you know, if you're not like a crazy makeup enthusiast, collector, and all that stuff, would I say, oh, you need one of her palettes? Absolutely not. You can definitely find beautiful eyeshadow and beautiful color stories at a much more affordable price. But if it's something that you really just want to experience, a luxury makeup experience, and you can afford it, then yeah, definitely. I'd say go for it. Like, I'm loving this shadow. I'm just like, I don't need to keep putting it on, but this is part of the whole luxury experience. It feels great. It looks great. I love shadows that feel like they're just really kind of becoming one with my eyelids. So if you like this color, as you can see, you could just use this color, do you some, you know, put a little shimmer on the lid, or do a matte look, put on some mascara, and go on about your day. So anyways, that is Lunar Nectar, absolutely gorgeous. Now this next shade is what really scares me. This green shade here, because it is so dark and because I know that it's pretty pigmented, working with it might be a little difficult just for the sheer fact of the color. Okay, but we're gonna go for it because I want to do like a halo situation, so hopefully this works out. But as you can see, it is very pigmented, and I tend to be heavy-handed with, you know, bold colors. I really do. I tend to be heavy-handed because I love a bold, dark eye. So as far as blending goes, that's where I'm like, ugh. These are two colors that are not supposed to blend together without getting muddy. So, you know, honey, but we gonna work it out. So far so good, honey. I'm just tapping and gently blending the edge so that, you know, it doesn't get too crazy. But honestly, it's blending with that first shade very nicely. I was thinking that first shade would have more of like a peachy tone to it, but it definitely has the kind of mauvey, lilac-y aspects to it, if you will. So you see how easy that was, you know? And I'm just tapping and dragging, being real careful, for one, because my base makeup is already done, but for two, you know, I really want to just kind of see how this dark green is going to mesh. And so far it's meshing quite well. It's beautiful. I really want to do multiple looks with this palette because I want to do a really, really pretty just all green look and then a really pretty all purple look. And if you guys are regular viewers, you know I had started a series where I was using all the Pat McGrath Motherships, and I kind of like halted. The next one I'm supposed to use is the Decadence, I believe, and I actually did use it, but the eye look was pretty, but I didn't like how the video came out, so it's like I have to redo it. And I just kind of got discouraged because that palette, in all actuality, is like my least favorite palette mothership to use. So after the footage didn't come out that great, I was like, I gotta do this all over again. And so I just kind of, you know, moved on. But I definitely am going to get back into it because I really do want to create looks with all of my motherships. So since I'm doing this one now, I'm getting this one out the way, Mothership XII, I believe. It's always harder for me to do my left eye for some reason. You know, I guess because I'm right-handed, it's easier for me to work on this side. That's why you'll probably notice I'm usually facing this way so you guys can really get a good view of my right eye. Because, honey, my left eye, child, it's a struggle. It's a struggle getting this one to match my right eye. And I don't know if it's because I'm working right in front of my left eye, so it can be difficult for me to see sometimes, you know. I don't know, but y'all let me know. Is it more difficult for you to do one of your eyes than the other eye, or is it just me? Because, child, the left eye can be a struggle. So far I'm really liking how this dark green is. And what's the name of this shade? Did I say the name of it, child? Nocturnal Bloom. Nocturnal Bloom, that's the name of this dark shade here. But you see that blend? It's really nice. I'm really liking it. Taking my time though. So now I'm just taking what's left on that first brush and just kind of making sure that I blend out that edge as nicely as possible where it meets that green. Now I'm taking a much smaller, like pencil type brush, and I am taking a small amount of that green, and I'm just going to drag a little bit of that along my lower lash line. Not too much, just enough to bring that color down there. So just something like that. Okay, so now I get to play with some of these shimmers, and it's kind of like, of course, you know, do I want to go in with the greens, but then I kind of want to go in with some of these pretty, like, more, you know, shiny purpley shades, just to kind of like contrast with that green. So I'm going to take the shade Cosmic Fantasies, which is this one here, and I'm going to just tap that in the center of my lid, but I am going to put on a glitter primer, my e.l.f. glitter primer first. So it looks like this, very affordable. I'm just going to tap a little bit on the back of my hand, or squeeze a little bit on the back of my, well, that's more than a little bit, way more than I needed, but I'm just going to tap that in the center of my lid. So these beautiful shimmers have something to hold on to. Not that they need it, but since my base is already done, I don't want to cause myself any unnecessary fallout, right? And I want to keep it a little bit lower on my lid just so that I'll be able to see that kind of, you know, corally, mauvey, dusty lilac shade in my crease. I don't want to cover that up too much. I'm sorry if you guys can hear my fan. It's like right in front of me, and it's just so hot. I cannot, if I try to do my makeup without a fan on me, it would just all sweat off. So yeah, I kind of have to have it. So let's just tap a little bit of that. Uh-oh, somebody's at the door. I hope it's nothing I have to sign for. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty. So I'm just gonna tap that right there like so. Oh, it's pretty. And let's do the other side. Keeping it low. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Hopefully you guys can see. It's a little bit of a messy application with my finger, but kind of don't mind that with Pat. Her shadows are just so pretty. You can just slap them on your lids and they look pretty. Okay, so taking another small pencil brush, I'm going to take that same beautiful purple shimmer, and I'm going to spray my brush because I want to put it right here on the lower lash line in the inner corner. So just like that. Nothing too crazy, but just enough so you can see that beautiful color. This color story is so pretty. It's like just enough for someone who, you know, is not into a whole lot of crazy color, but they want to dibble and dabble a little bit. Yeah, just enough. Okay, and so I think what I'm gonna do is go into Divine Dawn, this really pretty light shimmer here, And of course, I'm going to pop a bit of that in my inner corner. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of want to take Astro Iridescent Iris. I kind of want to put this in my inner corner. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take Astro Iridescent Iris, this shade here, and pop that in my inner corner. And I really want it to just have like this light iridescent, almost like glittery type look. I don't want it to be too, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna have to blend that out some because, honey, oh, that's pretty. Yeah, I wasn't trying to do all of that. Okay, Mama Pat, okay. Yeah, I know y'all don't believe me because y'all know what kind of eye looks I like, but I really was not trying to do all of that. Oh, but that's pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just fading that up into the rest of the eye look. So I'm just tapping so I can fade it into that dark shade so it doesn't just have like a harsh stop, you know, trying to fade it in there. Y'all know me, always doing too much. Always doing the most with the least. I love it though, because you know what? Honestly, if you're not going to have some type of astral glow, astral blitz on your eyes, then what's the point? You know, that's what Pat wants. She wants you to have that astral glow. So honey, I'm gonna give y'all the glow so y'all can see what these shadows look like, baby. Gorge. So yeah, I would definitely suggest, if you are interested in this palette and you haven't purchased it yet, just wait for the Sephora sale, child. You can get it on Pat McGrath's website. You know, if you use the code PETAL10, if it's still working, you can get it for 10% off. That's what I did. But yeah, definitely catch it during the Sephora sale, because I don't think it's gonna sell out. The website did sell out of the lavender ones, but oh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. It did sell out of the lavender cases, I believe, at this point. They weren't sold out for a while, but I believe at this point they are. So anyway, I'm going to pop on some lashes. You know what? I want a little bit of a darker lower lash line, so I'm gonna put on some black eyeliner, pop on some lashes, and then we can go ahead and discuss our experience with the new Pat McGrath Petalmorphosis palette. Okay, you guys, so I did go ahead and add a little bit of black eyeliner on my lower lash line. And as you can see, I did add some lashes, a little bit of mascara, and I did something a little different with my lashes. I did cut them because I wanted to have the inner corner of my eyes be more visible. So I did cut my lashes to about 3/4 length, so it would just start here to the end instead of starting way over here, just so that I didn't cover up that beautiful astral shade in the inner corner, because I love it. So yeah, I did do something a little different with the lashes. Hopefully you guys are able to see the eye look pretty well. Now throughout this video, I did have on my Sephora Molasses lip liner along with one of my Huda Beauty lip glosses. This one here is one of the full filter lip glosses, and the writing is so small. I will put it on the screen, but I really love her full filter lip glosses. These things are amazing. But I did wipe that off, put on a little more lip liner, because you guys know I love these Fenty Gloss Bomb like shimmer sticks or whatever. So I wanted to go ahead and play around with this beautiful purple one, since I have on this kind of bold Pat McGrath eye look. Let's go in with the Fenty shimmer stick, right? Look at that, child. So of course the nude is beautiful, but I could be a little extra sometimes, so I'm gonna be a little extra today and add my Fenty shimmer lip. So love, love, love that. But yeah, you guys, so move my mirror out of the way. But this is the final look for my first impression on this Pat McGrath Petalmorphosis palette. I'm pretty sure you guys already know I love it. I absolutely love it. I love this color story. At first I was thinking, oh, you know, I wish that this lilac shade was a little bit of a darker purple, but quite honestly, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love this whole combination of shadows that she put together. The shimmers are gorgeous. The greens are beautiful. And that's typically what I would have went in with. You guys know I would have just went ham with the greens, but I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and mix it up and play with some of these lilacs and purples in here. I can always play with the greens another time. So yeah, that is it. I love this palette. Not influencing you to buy it, okay? It's definitely not a need. But if you're curious about the shadows, what they look like in person, because we all know her palettes and her swatches can be a little bit exaggerated and over edited on Instagram and stuff, but child, this is what it looked like, okay? If you're curious, this is what she looked like on your little brown dark skinned girl, okay? So love the palette. That is it, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed my take and my thoughts on this palette. If you enjoyed this video and you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing. Check out some of my other videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Toodles!